All right, in this explainer, we are going to dive into one of the biggest challenges that any creator or entrepreneur faces. How in the world do you come up with a truly great idea?
You know that feeling, right? Just staring at a blank page, trying so hard to find that one spark for a new startup, a new project, anything. It can be super frustrating when you feel like you've hit a wall. But what if I told you the problem isn't that you're out of ideas, but that you just don't have the right system to find them? What if you had access to, well, this many potential ideas?
Yeah, a million ideas. That sounds pretty impossible, doesn't it? But today, we're going to break down a really simple, structured technique that can unlock a massive number of possibilities and do it in less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show.
Okay, this powerful technique can seriously feel like a superpower for brainstorming. It's called the 12 Faces Technique, and it's all about systematically creating brand new ideas from simple building blocks.
So, here's the secret sauce. New ideas are usually just new combinations of old elements. This isn't about pulling some stroke of genius out of thin air. Nope. It's a structured process that helps you get out of your own head and discover combinations you'd probably never think of otherwise.
And that quote really hits the nail on the head. Good ideas are all around us. This technique is basically a machine for finding them, for systematically uncovering all those combinations that are just hiding below the surface.
So you're probably wondering, okay, how do I build this thing? Well, it all starts with 6 simple questions. These are going to become the columns of our whole framework.
So here they are. What, who, where, when, how, and how much. These 6 questions are the absolute engine of our idea generator. Each one is a fundamental piece of pretty much any business plan. Just think of them like 6 columns in a spreadsheet.
Now this is where it gets really interesting and you can see how we start to fill up our machine. Let's use opening a restaurant as an example. Under the what column, you could list things like French, Italian, or Asian food. Under who, maybe you've got families or foodies or romantic couples. You just start brainstorming options for each of the 6 columns.
Now, here's a really important rule for this first phase. It is all about quantity over quality. Don't judge the ideas. Don't filter yourself. The goal is just to push yourself or your team to come up with at least 10 different options for every single one of those categories.
And hey, if you get stuck, which totally happens, don't just rely on your own brain. The source material suggests asking an AI for options, talking things over with mentors, or even just getting your friends and family involved. This is how you find your unknown unknowns, those amazing opportunities you didn't even know were out there.
And here it is. This is where that magic number comes from. It's just simple math, but it is so powerful. If you have 10 options in each of your 6 columns, the total number of unique combinations you can make is 10 to the power of 6, which is exactly 1 million.
Okay, a million ideas. That's incredible. But it's also completely overwhelming, right? So the real magic isn't just generating the list, it's what comes next. When we shift from that huge pile of possibilities to finding a handful of genuinely exciting business concepts. So the next step is to start stringing together one item from each column to make a full business concept. You literally just pick one option from the what column, one from who, one from where, and you go all the way across the table. This example is perfect because it shows you what a final idea looks like. This isn't just an Asian restaurant. No way! It's a specific, unique concept built by connecting those dots. It's a high-end, pop-up Asian food van for foodies. See how much more concrete and interesting that is?
Okay, but we can't analyze a million of these idea senses. It's just too much. So now, it's time to prune. The goal here is to filter out all the noise and find the combinations that have real potential and, most importantly, actually appeal to you.
The source suggests 2 great ways to do this. If you're working by yourself, you can use the intuitive ranking method. Just go through each option in your columns and mark it as high, medium, or low personal attraction. Super fast, all based on your gut. But if you're in a group, the consensus method is fantastic. You give everyone some imaginary money to invest in their favorite options, and that shows you where the group's real priorities are.
So, once you've ranked all your options, the final step is to focus only on the combinations that truly get you excited. You're going to completely ignore everything you marked as medium or low. And all of a sudden, that huge, overwhelming table gets a lot simpler. Now you're looking only at your high-rated options. All the other noise is just gone. And what's left are the core building blocks for a few strong business concepts that you are genuinely passionate about.
like a high-end food van for gourmets, or a private chef service for multi-course meals at home.
And that's the result. You've successfully gone from an overwhelming quantity of 1 million possibilities all the way down to a manageable, high-quality list of ideas that are actually worth exploring. You found the signal in the noise.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that creative block is often a systems problem, not an ideas problem. By using a framework to combine simple elements, starting with a huge quantity and then aggressively filtering for quality, you can systematically discover powerful ideas you never would have thought of on your own.
So, you now have the tool to build your very own idea machine. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it? What unexpected combinations and breakthrough ideas are just waiting for you to find them?